Hi, I'm Eric Bjornstad with the Bell Performance video blog, and today we're going to talk about saving fuel mileage, how to get better gas mileage. Now, if you've been on the Bell blog, we've done gas mileage things before. We will always do gas mileage advice because that's really the big thing that people are interested in. So we have on the blog 6 easy tips to increase your gas mileage. So here we go. Number 1. This one might seem a little bit of cheating, but one of the tricks to increase your gas mileage is not actually to drive. Okay, that may seem kind of stupid, but really what we mean is if you have the opportunity, do a carpool to work or to wherever you go. Now, sharing rides is good for the environment, and it will save you on gas expenses, which will put real dollars back in your pocket. Okay. Number 2. This one, not cheating so much. Take cover. Shaded spots in the parking lot. A lot of people look for those anyway, but if you think about it, it makes sense that in the heat of summer, and it does get pretty darn hot here in Florida. I imagine if you're in Texas or Arizona or in the South, or even up in Chicago, it's going to get hot there too. If you have a shaded parking spot, yet your car doesn't get so hot, and it causes you not to have to run your air conditioning as hard for as long in order to cool that car back down to get it to be manageable, and that will save your gas. Another tip, do a little bit of planning, and if you're doing a trip where you got a bunch of places to go, make sure that you've got it structured to be as efficient as possible. The blog said to run your errands in one trip. Okay, well that saves time, first of all, and time is the one thing you can never get back, but it also, if it saves you from driving for more than you have to, then you will save on gas, and your gas will be low. Your gas bill will be lower as a result. Whether you have your windows up or down affects your gas mileage. They say that if you have your windows down and you're just driving around town, you can save gas because you're not having to run your air conditioning as much. When you get up to 55 and above on the highway, though, they always say roll your windows back up, because at that speed, about 55 miles an hour is the floor, at that speed is when the extra drag that's created by your windows being down, that starts to take away gas mileage on the highway. So if you're running around town, roll your windows down. If you're going to be getting up to speed on the highway, roll your windows up, and you'll get the best gas mileage that you can out of that. Tire inflation, that's a big one. Having tires that are properly inflated does save you gas, because a more firmly inflated tire contacts the road less, causes less drag, makes your engine work less to propel you down the road, and that saves on your gas. Now, the proper inflation for your tires can be found either in your owner's manual, or sometimes if you open your door jamb and you look down, you'll see a sticker, and it will tell you the proper inflation for the front and the back tires. You always want to hit that. Some people recommend inflating your tires above that, and while that will save you even more gas mileage, that does make it a little bit less safer, because you've got less traction if it starts to rain. And we at Bell Performance would never really want to advise you to do something that makes you unsafe. So for best fuel mileage and the best combination of fuel mileage and safety, make sure that your tires are inflated at the proper PSI that your owner's manual or your manufacturer recommends. And then the last one is, of course, treating your ethanol fuel. Bell Performance, we make ethanol fuel additives. Well, that's not the only thing we make, but obviously we make treatments for ethanol. Mixigo, the new ethanol defense, Marine MXO for your boat. We've been making those. We've been around since 103 years. Our products work, and the ethanol defense and the Mixigo for your cars are designed, one of the things they're designed for is to raise your gas mileage. Now, How much gas mileage will you get? Well, you're not going to claim, nobody with any credibility is going to claim that they will guarantee 25 or 30%. There's a lot of things in life that we would really like to have happen. Unfortunately, life doesn't work that way, and you can't put something in your fuel and get 25% better gas mileage. But if you do things like clean up an engine of an older car, if you have an older car and you've been using bad gas or gas that's been leaving deposits, you clean those out, you will get better gas mileage from that. The combustion improver in Ethanol Defense and Marine MXO does improve the combustion of the ethanol. Everything together means typically you could get an extra 6, 7, 8% in your gas mileage, and with gas being right now about $3.25 a gallon, you really don't need very much bump. You really don't need to recover that much of the lost mileage caused by ethanol in order to make a fuel additive pay for itself. So, a final recommendation to increase your gas mileage is to treat your gasoline with a good ethanol fuel conditioner. And we certainly would recommend what we make, Bell Performance Ethanol Defense or Bell Performance Mix-A-Go. Whatever you choose, because there are a lot of options out there with respect to ethanol fuel treatments. Whatever you choose, make sure it doesn't have any alcohol in it, because alcohol will contribute to water problems, and make sure it doesn't claim more than it can really deliver, because if you buy something that's claiming that it's going to get you 20% better mileage and it doesn't, it's going to really leave a sour taste in your mouth. And unfortunately, we at Bell Performance, we labor under the conceptions or the misconceptions that some consumers have about the fuel additive industry. That's just the way it goes. We do our best to try and fight against that. So anyway, 6 ways to improve your gas mileage. Thanks for being here with me at the Bell Performance Video Blog. I, once again, am Eric Bjornstad here with Bell Performance. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.